What is a punch list in construction? Why does everyone hate it? And why do they hate it? Oh, and here's the key. What can you do to get around it so that you have a better experience? These are all things we're going to talk about in this video because I get asked all the time, Jason, how do we get rid of this horrible process? It's taking so much time. Stay with us to find out. Okay, so let's talk about this. What is a punch list in construction? Okay, punch list means that the crews have gone through and done their work, and now when the room or the area has reached a point where it's close to being finished, the contractor preferably to start, but then the architects and the owner will come through and do a punch list and will say, hey, this is not done, this is not done, this is not up to my standards. I get it. It's a natural process. Even if the building was perfect, I get that you have to give architects, and I'm not making fun of them, but you have to give architects and owners something to go perfect and prove, hey, I'm doing my job. But punch list, I'll tell you what it is. It's a satanic lie. Like, it is a horrible, garbage, time-wasting process. Is it necessary sometimes? Yes. Should we want to do it? No. Should we want to get rid of it and just finish projects right the first time? Absolutely. Is that something attainable? Yes, if we go at it the right way. Okay, so that's what we're going to explain to you right now. So let me give you some parameters. And real quick, I do want to say, if you have any questions about this, please hit the comments below and I'll explain it and I'll provide any resources that I possibly can. But let's look at it from this perspective, okay? If here's where we are today, and let's say before the work is going to happen, let's say we're before the work is actually going to take place. If there's something we know about the work that is going to be a problem that's like out in the future, that's a potential roadblock. That's a problem. That's something we're going to IDS, identify, discuss, and solve. Once we're doing the work, this is just a part of the work in one piece flow and part of our inspection. We should finish the work when we're there. If there's defective work after the current install date, meaning like we've installed it and now the current day is after our install and now we're past the point of install, now any defects are going on a punch list, okay? Now, there are incomplete work lists that contractors do, there are architect punch lists, and there are owner punch lists. These are very different things, but the point is, I don't like them because they are identifying work after the fact that was defective instead of figuring it out real time. So that falls under the category of over-processing, and it actually brings with it a number of other wastes. Motion, transportation, obviously it was already a defect, right? Waiting. This is a problem because we didn't do or solve waste number 8, which was use the genius of the team. So let me get your perspective here for a minute. When you identify a punch list item, consider this just from the top of my head, all of the steps that have to take place to go fix it. Okay, so first, identify that you have to do the punch list. Second, a superintendent, field engineer, project engineer go actually out in the field and do the punch list themselves. Then they identify the issue while walking, they take a picture of it, they write a description. They upload it on their software and upload it to the cloud, assigning it to a contractor. Then it all gets aggregated together and sent out into a report. Typically that has to go out 2 times. Then the trade partner is pestered and bullied to go take care of those punch list items, and so then they have to download it or go back onto the software and find out the issue, take their list or their punch list out in the field, find the issue, identify if it's theirs, decide if they want to go do it, go find a worker, ask the worker to come mobilize, ask the worker to finish it, verify that the worker finished it, take an updated picture and close the item on their side of the app or cross it off of the list, then transmit that back to the superintendent. Then the superintendent has to verify that that has been said that it's done, go back out and see that it's done, sign it off, upload it back to the cloud, notify the trade partner that it has been done, and then that's just the incomplete work list part. Then the architect does the same thing. Then the owner does the same thing. At its least, it's 15 extra steps. At the most, it's 60 extra steps when the crew could have just finished when they were there. Now, I'm not talking about little dents and nicks in the paint. Obviously, we're going to come back and put tape on those and fix it, and it's a lot shorter process. I'm talking about leaving defective work. It's going to add 15 to 60 extra steps if you put it on a punch list and don't do it right now. So, do we sometimes have punch lists? Sure. Do I understand why we do them? Sure. If I was an owner, would I still probably do it? Sure, I would hope that we didn't need it, but I would still reserve the right. Is it a waste of time? 100%. It's one of the biggest wastes of time. So here's what you do instead. If we really want to get good at this, just like we have shown you in other videos, and we'll link you to those videos on this YouTube video, just like we have shown you, if you do a pre-construction meeting and have a quality checklist and then use that checklist to install, not only does the crew know what they're supposed to be doing, but the superintendent and field engineers can take the list and double check and inspect the work while the foreman and workers are there, and do what's called zone control walks, where you know what zones are coming to completion, right? And you go walk to those specific areas and have a conversation with the foreman. Hey, would you mind if we inspected this maybe halfway through the day or early in the morning? Let's inspect the work. Hey, here are the things that we need to fix. Can you please fix them while the workers are here? Like right now. Like, let's not come back, because we're going to add 15 to 60 additional steps, which is going to waste your money and my money. And your time and my time. We don't have time. Okay? Can we just fix it now? And the response you're looking for is, oh yeah, absolutely. Let's just put paint on them, meaning like painter's tape. Whoa, I said that wrong. Painter's tape on them, right? Actually, just a quick sidebar. I've always wished if I had to do punch lists, the only way it would make it fun is if I could like shoot paintballs at the issues, but I don't think anyone would accept that. But anyway, use painter's tape and you identify these problems, and then the crew just, hey, they're right here. They have their tools. They have their game boxes. We're ready to go. We can just finish it. It'll get them in a better habit anyway. You'll have less to do later on. You have a better chance of finishing on time. You'll wow the owner, and you'll train the next generation of people. Like, it's just fantastic. That is what I'm asking you to do. But you can only do it if you have the card to inspect it against, the checklist or the visual feature of workboard. And it will only work if you're working in a flow in the TAC production system. And it will only work if you go zone by zone and you take the time to do zone control walks. So, like, this is your ticket. This is how we do it. And I promise you, it's remarkable. And so I'm excited about this. Like, I want this for you. And I want videos showcasing this as it works. We see contractors doing this, and even if it doesn't get rid of punch list entirely, it greatly reduces it. So please download, I'll put in the description below, a link to this process that you can use so you can go implement zone control and quality at the source, finishing as you go yourself on your project. This is the way it's done. We should not just assume we have a punch list. Maybe we need it, maybe we don't, but let's not assume. Let's just default to, I'm going to do my work without it. Because again, it takes 15 to 60 additional steps and countless hours to do a punch list. I hope you are enjoying this and that you are really with me on that concept, because it's huge. I don't want anybody wasting your time. On we go.